You have 10 days to make $10,000. Do you think you can do it? Is that a challenge you think is possible for success in wholesaling real estate? The thing is, I think a vast majority of people in here is begging to make $10,000 in the next 10 days. They don't know how to do it. I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to do it today. Now, before anyone says, oh, this Zach guy is a scammer, he is not saying the truth. Actually, you can only get your money when you close the deal after 28 days perfectly, and then all these crazy things. Because I don't care what the naysayers say. You can collect a check in the next 10 days to collect $10,000. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you some secret tactics nobody in wholesaling real estate talks about, and we're going to break this all down. I'm going to show you the easy way. We're going to show you some other awesome ways to start making this money so you could start knowing how to start getting rich wholesaling real estate. Because we know we all just want the money. You are not here for my sexy voice or my awesome my awesome swag today and my good looks. Of course, everyone wants to hear from the richest wholesaler of all time, me personally, right? No one has ever in the history of the world made more money than me. I make more money than anybody else, even Jeff Bezos, and I'm just so awesome and the best in the world. Okay, just kidding. Okay, that's all a joke. But the thing about it is you're not here for any of that. You're here because I can get you money right now. So let's break this all down and let's share how you could start making a ton of money in wholesaling real estate. So again, $10,000 in the next 10 days seems impossible. It is not impossible at all. I mean, I would probably want you to put at least 50 hours into this business. I think in the next 50 hours, you could probably collect $10,000. I'm going to show you exactly everything you need to know for it. But if you're not excited, you're not here, right? You got to let me know in the comments. Are you guys excited? Where in the world are you coming from? You can do this in Nigeria. You can do this in Serbia. You can do this in the United States. Anywhere across the world, you can go do this and get it done. Here's the thing, okay? So many dang wholesalers just don't know where to start. How do I start? That is the biggest problem, the biggest question we get from everybody in this business. How do I start? How do I start getting cash? Let's break this all down and let's share it. And so the fastest way, guys, and let me let you know on a little secret, okay? I, just like you, I like to make money. That is something that I like doing. And I have a lot of friends that in the past 10 years, 15 years, they've all done these crazy things to make money. I've seen it all. SMMA, the Amazon automation stuff, the day trading, the crypto, the monkey face picture trading thing, the NFT. Like, I've seen this all. Okay, I've seen this come in and out. I've seen wholesaling real estate do all these things. And the one thing I can tell you about the 15 years I've seen all these get rich quick schemes, there's only one scheme that I found that always has stayed true through the test of time. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, I've got, of course, I just love popping out and showing receipts because that's what I do. Here's a book, How Real Estate Fortunes Are Made by George Bockwell. I believe this is one of the first wholesaling real estate books ever. One of my favorite books of all time. Is a book, again, from, let's break this all down. Oops. 1972. Hold on. We gotta throw the sucker on the autofocus today. 1972. Okay. And oh geez. I think this is in the. There you go. This is the back flap. All right. We're good. It's connected, kind of. It's a pretty dang old book. All right. And this is a book from the 70s. A couple books from the 80s and the 90s on here. And the thing about it is that is a book talking about how you can make money, how you can make fortunes in real estate. And the vast majority of that book discusses how you can make a vast fortune in the real estate space by finding unknown opportunities. Opportunities where you can find distressed real estate people just looking to get rid of it and to make money. That is a guy who was an old guy in the 70s. Think of what an old man in the 70s, how old that person was. Okay, that means they definitely were World War II. They probably grew up in the 1910s. and they were making money even back then. That was a side hustle back then you could make money on. How to Stop Foreclosure is one of my other favorite ones. It's a great real estate creative finance book. A lot of awesome old real estate stuff. But the thing about it is, since the dawn of time, especially in the United States of America, you could make money in real estate. And the coolest part about that is the American dream itself. So I always like to use this as a time frame of how to make money, right? So first and foremost, let's think about this. What is the richest, most powerful country in the entire world economically? The United States of America. You go off of GDP, it's easily the United States of America. Now, if America is the most powerful economic powerhouse of all time, okay, well, where's the vast majority of wealth created in the United States? Let's talk about side hustles for a sec, because nobody thinks about it like this. Okay, what is the most powerful country in the United States? 2025 GDP. You're going to be look at by country. You're going to find United States 30 trillion, China at 19. So United States GDP, if you look at that, crazy. So if the United States is the most powerful economic powerhouse of all time, where do the vast majority of people make their money in the most powerful country of all time? Vast majority of wealth in the United States is created by real estate, because most people who make all this money in the United States, they put a majority of the money they make into their mortgages, real estate, or they'll go and use that towards their rent. So just think about that for a second. So if the most powerful country in the entire world is the United States, and most of the wealth in the most powerful part of the country is created in the United States of America, that's crazy. Let's think about the American dream. What is the American dream? The American dream is to own a house, right? Like that's the thing. This controversial, be married and have kids. And half the people get mad at me for saying that. I don't even know why that's even controversial, but whatever. Okay. So if the American dream is to own real estate, that means literally everybody wants to focus on that one thing. That is the dream in the most powerful country of all time. So if all the wealth is created there, and that's what everyone's dream is, that is probably where I should set my eyes out to start making money. None of my friends think about this, and this is the way I think about it, because maybe I'm crazy, but this is the way you think. Okay, so if the most in-demand product in the United States of America, the most powerful buyer network in the entire world is in the United States of America, what's the most in-demand product I can make money from, right? It's a house. Guys, if you could say you can have half price on anything in this entire world for you to buy, if they're an American, what are they going to choose? Half price on a Lamborghini, half price on a Ferrari, or half price on a $1 million house? They're always going to take half price on a house, because that is truly, in essence, the number one most in-demand thing in the United States of America. And of course, water, food, shelter, that's important, but that's pretty much anyone can go get a meal for like $2, right? Food's easy, right? Housing's hard. And so if that is the biggest need and demand, then we should probably serve that, right? And so that's the way I look at products, markets, things like that. If you ever look at Warren Buffett, all these guys say, find an issue in the market and then solve that issue. Well, a massive issue in the real estate market is for these very rich and powerful people in the United States. They like to buy real estate and rent it out because that makes a lot of money. And so if you could provide a good, right, not a service, but a good to these in-demand, powerful, rich landlords and house flippers, you can get paid very handsomely for this. Now, we are not going to go out here and try to provide real estate to a poor, newlywed couple who just have W-2 income, because honestly, like, they're not going to pay us a $40,000 finder's fee. They don't have 40 grand to give to us. So obviously we don't want to deal with them in the market. But these rich landlords, and I'm going to use me for an example because I'm a rich landlord. I buy houses for cash. So I'll go buy a rental property, a couple miles from where I live. I'll just flat out just give $600,000 to buy that house. And then I'll rent it out for maybe $3 or $4 grand. I'll just pay it all cash. I have a lot of money because I have made very good decisions in the most powerful economy of all time. And I got really rich wholesaling real estate. I think there's no secret that I am rich. I'm not saying that in a jerk way, but I got money and that's who I am. I'm a cash buyer. So I am looking to reinvest my money because I'm a capitalist. All right. And so here's the thing. If I'm buying rental properties for $600,000 and somebody, all right, can go out here and try to find a way to get money from me, how are they going to do it? They can go make a good burger. I could probably pay them, if they made the best burger ever and the burger costs $10, I might give them $15 for that great food and they'll make $5. So yeah, you can get really good at making burgers and yeah, I'll give you a $5 profit on that. It's not a lot of way to make money. Okay. Well, maybe you can get into car flipping. Well, I'm not really into crazy fancy cars, but let's say I want to buy a Porsche 911 Carrera. It's a very, very fun car to drive. That car is about $100,000. All right. Spec'd out. Okay. $100,000, right? If let's say you could find a car for that car for $90,000 and you can sell it to me for $100,000, you make $10,000 off of me. And I'm going to own that car for 15 years. So you can only make $10,000 off me every 10 years. It's not a good way to make money off of Zach. So if I'm a rich guy and I'm looking to invest in money, what can you do? Well, I mean, you got two options. One of them's not even possible for us, but you have two options for me because I make millions of dollars a year. I'm looking to invest my money. I invest my money in real estate and in equities. That's what I do. And so owning and buying companies, stocks, and just companies in general, and buying real estate. That is what I buy. Okay. So you're not going to make too much money off of me flipping clothes or cars with me, but I do like buying a lot of real estate. I like buying a lot of, equities and stocks and things like that. So it's like, well, either you could be a stockbroker, a hedge fund manager, something like that. Anybody here 16 years old, can you become a hedge fund manager like that? No. Okay. No, you got to get your 7 series license and all this education. And that's going to take you years and years. So for most people, you can't even do that. Hedge fund guys make a ton. I'll let you know though, real estate guys and hedge fund guys are pretty neck and neck with how much money they're making. I'll be straight up with you. Okay. And so it's hard to be a big hedge fund guy, like, especially when you're 16, 17. If you're broke, you can't do it. All right, fine. Well, you have another thing you can do because I like buying rental properties. I like to buy them for $600,000, rent them out for $4,000 for an example. Okay. Interesting. Well, could a 16-year-old write up a contract to buy a house for $400,000 and then sell me that deal for $500,000? Think about this for a second. Okay. I'm buying houses with my realtor for $600,000. This kid says, hey, how about I give you this house, which you usually buy for $600,000. I'll give it to you for $500,000. Oh, you're going to let me buy this house for $100,000 less than I'm used to buying it for? Oh, this kid's an idiot. This is a steal. Dude, what do you want for it? $500,000. Done. Sign it. Done. And we go closing. I find out that he locked it up for $400,000. So basically, at closing I gave $500,000 to the title company. $400,000 went to the seller. $100,000 went to the kid. And I'm super happy. I'm buying a deal. I'm getting $100,000 discount. The wholesaler is super happy because he's making $100,000. We're both happy. We're both extreme. And the seller's like, I get rid of this deal. Everyone's extremely happy in this transaction. And a 16-year-old can walk away with $100,000. That's wholesaling real estate, my friends, because there are a ton of millionaires just buying rental properties for at market value. At the market value, that's what they're buying them for. All you have to do is just lock up contracts to real estate. Literally, just write up contracts to real estate for just 10, 20% below the market value, and then sell it for, a discount below that. So Rick really talks about the right way. He says, a lot of people say buy low, sell high. We buy low and we sell medium, and we just give it for a discount. That is what we do in wholesaling real estate. And so this is the small niche that has made me more money than I could ever even imagine, because I'm servicing these rich people that are used to buying real estate for $300,000, and I'm selling them contracts to buy the houses for $240,000, $230,000. But I'm locking them for $200,000 because I know how to lowball people. And so I'm collecting $30,000 and $40,000 finder's fees. Now, before you go say, oh, this guy's, yeah, sure, okay. Okay. let me tell you about me real quick, and let me tell you about, the whole of everyone I've shown how to do this. I got my first real estate wholesaling deal at 17. I got my first wholesaling real estate deal at 17 years old. All right. It's the truth. I've done it since I've been really 16, 17 years old. Okay. First deal at around 17. I made $20,000 at 17 years old in high school doing that exact thing. I made $100,000 by the time I graduated high school. And then became a millionaire by 20 years old. And I've started just making millions and millions and millions and more millions by just doing this. Now, that's just my story. I'm 25 years old, 8-9 years in wholesaling. I do very, very well for myself. I'm the largest wholesalers in the whole country. And that is what I've dedicated my entire life to. Now, a lot of you guys are going to start scratching your head like, whoa. How is he so good at this? What's the catch here? Why is Zach so dang good at wholesaling? Well, I'll be honest with you. My dad taught me how to wholesale real estate. He's been doing it for 23, 24 years. Okay. So he's been doing this since 2002 and he was making 6 figures. We teamed up. Now ever since we teamed up, he's making 7 figures. And so, his dad taught him for free. That's why he got rich and successful, because his dad taught him everything. Yeah, sure. I'll let you know. My dad taught me it's very unfair what he did. So what I did basically 5 years ago, because I've been making millions of dollars wholesaling houses. The reason I'm saying this, because half of y'all who have never heard about me before is going to say, what's the dang catch here? Let me tell you, okay? The catch here is my dad taught me how to wholesale real estate completely for free. That is super unfair. Back in the day, 2004, 2005, the secret niche of wholesaling real estate, you would have to pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to some crazy coach, mentor to teach you wholesaling real estate. All right? That's the absolute truth. And pretty much anybody before I really got into wholesaling, if you want to learn wholesaling, you had to spend at least $10,000 from a mentor to learn it. Well, guess what? I didn't have to spend that because my dad taught me absolutely for free. Say it's a silver spoon in my mouth, I could care less because he gave me an unfair advantage. What more is a dad going to do? So I felt like, wow, he really gave me a gift here. So guess what I started to do? I started to try to kind of talk to people in Facebook groups and be like, hey, where are you guys getting deals in, Southern Florida and like in South Florida? And they're like, dude, you're 25. I was 18, 19 years old. They're like, dude, you're way too young. You're not doing any deals. And this guy I just kept getting bullied in this Facebook groups. You're too young to be doing deals. No one your age is doing wholesaling deals. I said, oh, maybe it's my ego. I took my phone. I went out to a deal, and my first YouTube videos ever on the Flip channel, I said, hey, my name's Zach. I'm 19 years old. Here's a $50,000 check, and I'm 19. So let me show you exactly how I did the deal. And I started doing that. And lo and behold, I was pretty much the only teenager on YouTube to teach wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, because I was just teaching people like what I was doing. I was literally just telling everything I did. And I said, wait a second. Rick taught me for free. So guess what I did? I took my phone. I didn't have a camera or anything. And I said, hey, I press record like a hostage. I'm like, tell people how to find cash buyers. And that's what legit, I was 19. That's what I'm doing. Show people how to find cash buyers. And then he started to be like, well, should we really tell everyone our biggest secrets? I'm like, yeah, because you taught me for free. Why don't we teach everyone for free? And so basically this spawned Flip with Rick. And basically it's our channel and all these other things we do where, because my dad taught me how to make millions of dollars for free, and I already make millions of dollars a year wholesaling, I don't need to go sell you some crazy $15,000 wholesaling program. I'm just going to teach you for free because Rick taught me for free, which is unfair. So I'm going to teach you for free. And that is what I'm about to show you today. I'm going to show you how to make 10 grand in the next 10 days. The reason why I have to say this is because some guy or gal is like, oh, there's a catch. There's some sales thing at the end of this. There's not, guys. I'm just showing you how to do it because I'm already wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. Let's say I started selling courses and making an extra $4 or $5 million a year. Like, is an extra $4 million a year going to change my life? Not really. Okay, I can just quit and I don't have to do any of this stuff. So the catch is, I'm going to tell you the dang truth. But here's the cool part of the dang truth. What I'm going to tell you is not going to benefit me selling you a course. It's just going to tell you the dang truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear these crazy lies and tell you that wholesaling's super easy and all these things. Guys, here's the truth. In the next 10 days, I can make you $10,000 wholesaling real estate. I'm going to show you exactly how I changed my life and how you can change your life. Now, some of y'all still don't believe me, and it's kind of hilarious. So what I'm going to tell you to do is I just created a free wholesaling course, and I've had this for a while. We have over, let's look here. We have almost 40,000 people in it. Okay. And so if you don't believe me, what I would just want you to do is just go here and go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. And okay, well, Zach's info is a scam. That's what people say. Oh, it's a scam. Okay. Just go to testimonials and just keep going down and down and down. Here's MM, deals after deals after deals after deals. And these are all people say, hey, Zach taught me for free. Okay. And these are all people that I taught absolutely for free how to start getting deals and checks. That is it. There's no catch at the end of this. Okay. Basically, that's it. Hey, Zach, thanks for teaching me for free. 12,000. These are all people that never paid me a dime. So just in case you don't know, I think a month ago, I showed $1 million of testimonials in the past month from people in my free course. They didn't give me one dime. So just letting you know, is this possible? Millions of dollars are being made from people just listening to my advice. So yes, there's not one person on the internet that has produced more successful people in wholesaling than me and Rick. You know why? Because I have the largest wholesaling audience. I have the largest wholesaling community. I have the largest wholesaling course. Not one person has made people their first deal more than me and Rick. No one's made somebody $1 million in wholesaling real estate more than me and Rick, because we teach it all for free and our information is the best. Okay, now we know and we're excited. Okay, well, if Zach can make all these people all this money, and if Zach can go out here and teach all these people success, and he's been successful, he's been doing this for 8-9 years now, there's really no excuse of why you can't become successful. You just got to take the information that I tell you. So let's break this all down and let's share it. And if you're watching this live, just go in the comments and you're going to find people that I regularly do real estate deals with. And so it's all legitimate, ready to go. And so let's break this down and let's do it. So again, in my heart, the fastest way to get rich is wholesaling real estate. That is your escape. That is your rocket ship from this 9-to-5 life you're living. That is your rocket ship from whatever crazy situation in life you are in currently right now. The fastest way to become successful is wholesaling houses, providing real estate to rich people who are just going to buy houses anyway, but you're getting them to them for stupid low discounts. That is it. The only person that gets hurt in a wholesale transaction is a stupid, filthy, Botox-filled realtor. And I know that's a very, very nasty thing to say, but I haven't seen no realtor without Botox in a while. Okay. So if you're a realtor watching this, I'm sorry for the shock and awe, but it's dang true. Okay. I remember I went to the real estate board the other day, asked, hey, can I become a realtor? They said, you don't have enough Botox. Come back when you got more Botox and you need nicer hair. It's just the dang truth, Okay. That's all satire as a joke, but not really a joke, but still a joke, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. Let's break this all down. Let's start sharing this, how to become successful. Okay. Number one, the exact situation to become successful is having your why. If you want to get $10,000 in the next 10 days, you need to understand why you want to make that money. I'll be honest with you. Your chances of success in wholesaling real estate is going to drastically change depending on why you're looking to get in here. Okay. I'll be straight up with you. Okay. If you're looking to get into wholesaling just to make $10,000, once you make the 10 grand, then you're never going to get in real estate again, or you just don't want to consistently do this. You just want to make 10 grand so you can have a crazy weekend in the Bahamas or Vegas. You're probably not going to become successful. Just telling you the honest truth. If you are 18 years old and you hate living with your mom, right? You don't want to live in your mom's basement. No offense. There's no problem with living with the parents, by the way, as a young person. Okay. No problem with that. There's no issue with that. I will be honest with you though, that you should have a drive to try not to live there. There's no problem living with your parents, but you should have a drive to not want to live with your parents when you're 18, 19, right? No issue with it. I got no problems. But if you're living with your parents and if you're a guy or something, right? And you just, hey, I want to have my own place. And if you're willing to work hard so you can actually live a better life for yourself, that's very admirable. Your chances of success skyrocket from there. Now, if you are a father and you have kids and a wife and you are sick of just making 50 grand a year and you know that your kids deserve better. Oh, wow. That's a great why. Like that to better your family. Like, I don't know if there's not much above that. So your chance of success skyrockets, right? If you have this why, this want, this need to become better in your life and not just work a job and do something you're actually going to enjoy, your chance of success in wholesaling real estate is going to skyrocket. You're going to become a massive success if that is your why. So let's break this all down and share exactly how we do this. Okay. Again, what is wholesaling real estate? Again, wholesaling real estate is the art of writing up contracts. So I don't think I told the exact full story on this, but I'm not going to get a whole rant. Wholesaling real estate's simple. We write up a contract to go buy a house from somebody that wants to sell it. After we write up that contract to buy the house from somebody that wants to sell it, we're going to go out here and look for a rich landlord or house flipper. Say, hey, do you want to go buy this deal? Sure. They agree to buy it. They write up an assignment of contract, which is us selling the contract, and they buy the contract from us. They buy the contract, not the piece of real estate. Remember, I might make this very, very clear. We do not sell real estate here. Whoever sells real estate, that is a real estate agent, a realtor. You do not want to do that. That is a bad idea, okay? Don't be doing that. What is way better is if you just write the contract and sell the contract. You get clean, you get your check, you're good to go. Okay. So let's break this down and share exactly how you can start doing this step by step. But I'm not going to go forward until I get enough people to go tell me in the comment section that I'm ready to start doing this. I need people in the comments. I need at least 100 comments, okay? I need 100 comments from everybody in here saying, I'm going to do whatever Zach tells me to do to make 10 grand in 10 days. Paraphrase it, but if I don't get 100 comments of someone saying, hey, I'm going to do exactly what Zach tells me to do, and I'm going to commit to having success, I'm not going to go forward. I will end this stream right now. I do not care. Here's the thing about me. I don't need to go live stream for you to make money or for you. Yeah, I don't need to go live stream for myself to make any money. I'm just trying to help you guys out. So we got Daniel's ready, Angel's ready, Drift's ready, Megan's ready, Kimberly's committing, Vitaly, Michelle, Alicia, let's go. Okay, Chanel, Amy, Arturo, Sean. Arturo, if you comment 4 times, that does not count. Rogelio, Eric, Edward, Christina, Lisa, Daniel, Keith. What's up, everyone? Miriam, Michael, Malaya. We are ready to go. Okay, I haven't been counting it, but I think that's good enough. I think, okay. Now we're pushing it. Okay. All right. Whoa there. Okay. I think we got plenty of people who are ready to commit to themselves and ready to start getting money. Okay. Let's break this all down. Let's share it. Okay. Let's break this down. All right. So let's commit. Let's start having success, and let's break this all down. So we need to get a wholesaling deal. So basically, what's the title of this video? We need to make 10 grand in the next 10 days. We need to make a wholesaling deal done. We want to do it quickly. We want to do it easily. And that's how everyone wants. I'll be straight up with you, right? Everyone wants to do a wholesaling deal, and they want to do it quickly, and they want to do it pretty dang simple and easy, right? They don't want to work too hard for it, right? That's everyone, right? Can I make a ton of money but not working too hard? I get it. So let me tell you some truths. Wholesaling real estate is actually way easier than most of your jobs. Now, there's some jobs that are a little more difficult than wholesaling. Actually, no, most jobs are no. So there are some jobs that are easier than wholesaling, but by far wholesaling real estate is easier than 96% of jobs. Unless you work in the government, then the government's way easier than wholesaling. Like, for example, let's use like an example, right? I always give love to nurses out here, right? Because, I have family members that are nurses and, love nurses out here, right? So let's give a shout out to nurses for a second. If you are a nurse that works in a hospital, all right, I promise you, okay, your job is way harder than wholesaling real estate. Like if you could go number one through nursing school, which sucks, clinicals, which suck, and then just dealing with 3 12-hour shifts, which are not fun. Wholesaling is just way easier than that. Like it is just light years ahead how easy it is, okay? I never had to stick a needle in somebody's vein and get that right. Right. I never had somebody who's having a heart attack. I got to save their life. I don't do any of that stuff. Okay. If you're a police officer, a firefighter, shout out to all of our active duty service members and veterans. Like you got like that is way more difficult. I love when a veteran, some of that like did a, they got deployed and they're like, wholesaling's like hard. I'm like, dude, being deployed in the military is way more difficult, dude. Like way more difficult. Okay. Like if you could deal with that all day, like wholesaling real estate is a cakewalk. So I want you to really understand this. Okay. Like I really, really want you to understand this, that your jobs are just so much more difficult than wholesaling real estate. Now everyone asks, well, why does wholesaling seem so much more difficult than working my regular job? I've legit had police officers tell me wholesaling's way harder than being a police officer. I'm like, no, it's not. He might be like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, think about this. If you're a police officer, right? Constant stress all the time, right? But like the thing about it is the reason why wholesaling is just way harder is because you are wholesaling after working a full-time shift. That's the reason why wholesaling seems harder, because you might be a nurse, right? And you work 12-hour shift and then you go out and try to cold call for 4 hours after. It's not the 4 hours of cold calling that's hard. It's the 12 hours and then the fatigue of cold calling after the 12-hour shift. That is the difficult part. And if you're a, single mom, even tougher, because it's like you work a job, you deal with the kids, and that's already way too much. And then you got to tack on an extra 2 or 3 hours. Like that's what makes it so hard, right? It's kind of like, being a new dad or mom, right? And I got some friends that are like, and family members, like they're new parents, right? They struggle to work out an hour a day. It's not because working out an hour a day is hard. It's because you deal with the kid all night. You work your job all day. You deal with the kid again, and then you got to go work out. Like working out's not hard. It's working out while having the kid. Okay. That's the hard part. That is straight up the hardest part about this is it's working the full-time job and wholesaling. And so I want you to understand that I'm going to say some things here that are probably going to offend some people. When I say wholesaling real estate's easy and simple, the simple art of it is easy. Now, when you work a full-time job and you're wholesaling, my heart goes out to you. It's hard. It's difficult, not easy. Okay. And I'm not going to give you my sob story because I think everybody has a sob story to a point. People go through way harder situations than me, and I don't really like saying it, right? But I would say one part about this, right? When I was 17 years old, when I made my first $100,000, that was one of the hardest periods that I ever had in wholesaling real estate because, and again, don't give me a sob story, but I was full-time in high school. I was taking full-time college classes. I was working about 39 hours a week. They couldn't give me 40 because that's full-time. I worked 39 hours a week as a bag boy. I was the captain of my wrestling team. I had 2.5 hours of practices, gone on the weekends. And on top of that, I was wholesaling real estate. It was hard juggling all that stuff, okay? But I'll be honest with you, like once I got to college, I wasn't doing full-time high school classes anymore. And I wasn't working a job anymore because I already made $100,000. College was so funny because all I did was just go to class, go to my dorm room, and spend like an hour at night doing school. And all I did was wholesale real estate during the day and then party at night and have some fun with my buddies. But like life was so much easier in college than high school when it came to wholesaling because I didn't have a high school, right? You had like three hours a day of classes and that was it. Like so simple. And I was working the same amount. And that's the craziest part about it. And so let's break down how do you become successful. And before anybody gives me a sob story, and I always say this, I want to say one, I always like saying this sob story. You in the comments, and if you're watching this, you might say, oh, easy for you, Zach. It's so simple for you to become successful because you had this easy life. You were young when you did it. Your dad should, and you could give me all these things, right? Somebody in here is going to, and I'm not saying that single moms complain, but like if you're a single mom with 4 kids, you might go and say, oh, well, easy for you, Zach, but I'm a single mom of 4 kids and I work 2 jobs. That is way more difficult than what I had to go through. I don't know what it's like to be a single mom. I don't think I can. Okay. All right. I can't go through that situation. I've never been a police officer, so I can't tell you the struggle a police officer is having working and then trying to wholesale because I've never been in that shoes. Okay. But let me tell you something that is the universal truth. There is somebody who's gone through way harder situations. than you that became successful. And what I like to do is just think of what's the most drastic situation that I know of somebody who's done a wholesaling real estate deal. Let me tell you right now, so we stop the excuses. Okay. My job today is to separate your excuses from you so you start getting money. I always love to shout my boy, Fish Money Bands. Everybody probably knows the story, and I'm not going to go on a full rant about Fish Money Bands. But Fish Money Bands currently, as of this recording, has done over 5 wholesaling real estate deals. And he has a tougher situation than you. You know why? Because he is currently locked up in federal prison. Not jail, prison. And he's in one of those hippie states. I don't know. How do I say this the right way? He's like, I don't say liberal because I think that's too political. Like, I honestly, I don't care about if a state, everyone said, oh, watch out before you go to California. I'm like, California is pretty cool. I love California. And they're liberal there, but I think they're awesome. Okay. So I call it a hippie state. This is a state, not like Florida, where when you go to prison, you get a phone and the internet connection, which is great. And there's states like this. I'm not going to comment which states, but there are states where you go to prison, they give you a phone, which I think is crazy to me. And Fish Money Bands went to prison because he was an entrepreneur. That's the best way I can describe him. He was an entrepreneur. Now, his entrepreneurship was different than my journey. He decided to buy and sell things. Now, he wasn't buying and selling knickknacks at the garage sale. He was buying and selling Colombian snow powder. That's the best way I could say. There's mountains in Colombia, right? They got snow. Yeah, he was selling snow powder from Colombia. That's the best way I can describe it. All right, if you're a kid, Santa Claus. All right, he was a street pharmaceutical rep. He was an unlicensed pharmacist. That's a better way to say it. He was a unlicensed pharmacist. And yeah, that's the best way to describe it. And I'll let you know this first and foremost. I think it is very, very bad to do that. I think people get hurt, people die. It is a terrible thing to do. And you should probably be locked away for doing that because people do get hurt. And a lot of people's lives, and this might be a trigger to some people that probably lost loved ones because of that industry. And I do not glorify it. I do not like it. I do not condone any of this stuff. All right. But he decided to do it. Okay. Whatever. He went to prison and he went on his phone in prison because they give everyone phones. And why everyone's in prison, scrolling through their phone and looking at just pictures of people and making fun of people and just going through social media like how most people do. He decided to go on his phone. Okay. And he went out here and said, how do I make money when I'm broke really fast? And he went through all the ones, right? He went through the Shopify drop shipping. In Shopify drop shipping, like, yeah, you can make money, but you got to give me $10,000 for my course. Day trading, you need $3,000 a day trade. So he was stuck. He went through every other option except for my option. I told him, just like on this live stream, you can make money without spending any money. I don't care what excuse. He said, no excuses. And I said, I don't care what situation you're in. As long as you have a phone and an internet connection, you can make money. He said, I have a phone and I have an internet connection. So he was in his cell watching my videos. And long story short, he made 5 wholesaling deals in the past year. Now, before anyone says, I don't believe this guy, he went live in our Discord. And I always ask just one person in the comments to verify this. He went live in our Discord, showed his face because he's FaceTiming me. And he went here. This was the craziest thing he did. He FaceTimed us and he showed the entire 300 people on the Discord call his cell, his cellmates, and his bathroom. Crazy. And he said, Zach, you changed my life and I appreciate it. And I told him to his face, the day he gets out of prison, I'm flying out to wherever he's at and we're interviewing him. And absolutely amazing. He's making more money than his corrections officer. Okay. David confirmed he did actually see it. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Okay. It's a real thing. All right. So by the way, free Fishman money bands, whatever. He's still doing his time, paying his debt to society, but absolutely amazing. So before you go tell me some excuse of why you can't become successful, if he can do it, I promise you can do it. Okay. Let's break this all down. We got people from all over the whole globe, anywhere from Europe, Africa, Asia, anywhere in the world doing deals. Let's break this all down. And don't give me the whole country's excuses. I've closed deals, I believe, in 21, 22 countries. So I travel a lot and I've closed a deal in all those countries. And so not a big problem at all. Okay. So now we know we can get rich. Let's break this all down. All right. So there's two ways we're going to start making $10,000 in the next 10 days. That is it. There's only literally two ways to do this. Two ways. So there is going to be number one, here's the way that most people are going to do it. It is what I'm calling my freeway. Now, it is a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Everyone, it's a get-rich-quick scheme. I say, no, it's a get-rich-quick ... hard work scheme. So you're going to have to work pretty dang hard, but you're going to get rich quick. So I never promise to get rich quick in general. I say get rich quick hard work scheme. And I'm going to ask another question here. Okay. What other way can somebody in the next 10 days make $10,000 cold hard cash without spending any money at all that is legal? There's only two ways that I know of. There's only two ways that I've statistically shown this. There's only two ways I have found human beings to make $10,000 in the next 10 days without spending any money at all. All right, let me tell you the truth. Okay, method number one is to shake your butt on the internet, and hopefully somebody gives you money for shaking your butt on the internet. Now, do I have a face for that? No. Am I going to make 10 grand shaking my butt on the internet? No. So I'm screwed. I'm cooked. So I can't go do that, unfortunately. So I have to go do option number two. Now, should you go do that? I probably would not. I would not go shake your butt on the internet. I don't think you should be doing that, but hey, it's a free world, whatever, right? So I can't go do that. So I got to do option number two. So option number two is to wholesale houses, right? And so just by the way, that's how you, so the freeway is going to be option two. All right. You can wholesale real estate without spending a dime out here. All right. So that's shaking your butt. Let me show you how you can start getting rich and successful wholesaling real estate. So is my get rich quick ... hard work scheme. Now there's another version that it's not completely for free, right? But basically it's this, okay? Here's the honest truth. All right. There's what I'm calling the easy way. Now it's not a cop out. It's not shameful. It's probably what a lot of people do too, but it's where you spend a little bit of money, right? To go out here and get rich. Maybe spending $200, $300, $400 in marketing. All right. Now, I would be a hypocrite of telling you that I got my first deal without spending a dime. I spent $300 at my first wholesaling deal. It's not a method I recommend anymore. Back in the good old days, because I'm an old man, when I got started, it worked pretty well, but it doesn't really work too well anymore, which are those bandit signs. Those "We Buy Ugly Houses" signs. I spent $300 going out here and putting those signs out. That's how I got deals. And so I will let you know, I did spend money to get my first wholesaling deal, but did I go out here and spend thousands of dollars? No, I just spent $300 because here's the thing. All right. Working 39 hours, making $8.25 an hour. That was minimum wage in Florida at the time. That was about my paycheck. It was about $330. Okay. So I just spent whatever my paycheck was on marketing, and it was pretty good to do. And I got a good ROI from that. But basically what the easy way is you're going to spend some money and you're going to work a lot less. So let me just give everybody a quick overview of what I mean by the two options. I'm not saying that the world's going to end doing the free method. Most people in here are going to do the free method. That's fine. I'm completely okay with that, right? But let me just tell you this. The free method is probably going to take 2 to 3 times more work than the paid method. Just telling you the dang truth. And no, I'm not here to try to play gotcha to sell you some $14,000 program. I'm just telling you. All right. There is a free way and an easy way to get into wholesaling real estate. So let's break this all down. It's up to you, whatever your decision is. I'll be honest with you. You should choose the free way when time is just available and abundant, and you have all the time in the world but no money. If you have some money but not a lot of time, the easy way is going to be a lot better. Because I'll be honest with you, it's downright close to impossible for a single mom who works 2 jobs. I was about to sing the Reba soundtrack. I was about to sing the Reba soundtrack, single mom that works 2 jobs. Oh boy, that's bad. Fun fact, Reba, you know why I know that? Because Rick absolutely loves that show. Don't tell him I told you this, but he loves that show. I think he's going to be very mad I told everyone this, but he absolutely loves that show, by the way. So don't let him know that you know that, but he absolutely loves that show. Okay. He loves that show. Okay. So if you're a single mom and you work multiple jobs, right, it's going to be very hard for you to find an extra 80 hours this week. If you're a 19-year-old kid doing nothing in college, you can do the freeway, right? So it's up to you. So by far, the fastest way to go out here to get your first wholesaling real estate deal, without a question, is going to be my triple tap marketing system for specifically government lists. All right. So the fastest way to get a deal is my triple tap system for government lists. Now, what is my triple tap system for going out here and getting government lists? My triple tap system is a patented system of how you can go out here and get wholesaling real estate deals really dang quick, really dang easy, and pretty simple. So let me break this all down and share with you exactly how to do it. So triple tap system is when you pull a government list. This is a list you get from the government that costs no money at all. These are code violations, fire damage properties, the water shutoff list, the pre-foreclosures, people not paying their mortgage, tax delinquencies, people not paying their taxes, all stuff I teach in my free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. I actually have a spreadsheet. You just find your market, click it, and you can pull the list right there. And I actually will pull these lists for you, skip tracing absolutely for free, and I'll give them to you absolutely for free. I don't care. I want to help you guys out. But basically, the triple tap system is when you pull the list, you skip trace the list. What you're going to do is you're going to hit them 3 ways. The reason this works so well is because most wholesalers will not do this. They might call the lead, and that's all they do. What I'm going to tell you to do is call the lead, and then everybody that doesn't pick up the lead. So let's do some napkin math here. So if we call 1,000, let's do 1,000, right? If we call 1,000 leads and they get a 20% response rate, that means that 200 people picked up. So you call 1,000 people, all right? Then you're going to text 800 people. And then other people that don't pick up, that's another 20%. You're going to leave 640 sticky notes. So that's my triple tap marketing system. You call the leads, everybody that does not pick up the phone, you drop them a text, and then all those people that don't text you back, you're going to go out and put a sticky note on their door. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. I wish I can give you some crazy, elaborate way to go steal money on a private course, but this is by far the easiest way to make that money. Not even a question. Now, you might say, Zach, how dare you? How dare you tell me that I have to go out here and work? Because I was told from a Facebook ad I saw today that all you have to do is just click a button, spend $0. It's absolutely for free, by the way, and just collect your $40,000 check. You know, this ad agency told me that they are going to close the seller for me, that they're going to find the cash buyer for me. They're just going to market for me. They're going to collect the check and just give me the whole check absolutely for free. No. Guys, too good to be true there. All right, I'll be straight up with you, okay? Don't say, how dare I even ask if you cold call. Are you too good to make 10 grand in the next 10 days? I'm telling you the truth. I'm not telling you some marketing gimmick. That's what you got to do. All right, simple. So here's the method. This is how you just, let's go even more simple, okay? Well, what type of deal should we be looking for? Well, what you got to do is focus on finding ugly houses. That's the first one. Get a list from the government, drive for dollars, like whatever it is, right? What I would tell you, if you want a North Star of what you should be doing, just look for where ugly houses are. So my number one recommendation, obviously, are just driving around in your car, driving for dollars, looking for ugly houses. That's what I like doing. Now, you could also go out here and find ugly situations. That's going to be more like using a list like xleads.com, where you can go pull, let's say, a pre-foreclosure list. Maybe you go out here and put a tired landlord list, right? It's a situation that's ugly. Not the house is ugly, but their situation's ugly, right? There's definitely a lot of deals like that too. So let me show you exactly the easy way and the free way to start doing these deals. Okay, let me tell you. Well, let's start with the easy way. The easy way is going to be simple. You pull all of these government lists, your code violations, your fire damage properties, all these lists. Let me show you exactly kind of what I'm showing you, right? And I'm making this super, super simple, okay? So if you go here, and I'm going to scroll it right here. All right. If you go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, all you got to do is just join that course absolutely for free. And you're right here. Okay. All you need to do is just go to the classroom tab and then just click marketing. Go through the marketing module. Now, I don't show the course anymore on YouTube, and because I revamped the course, so it's not going to be shown on YouTube. But all you need to do is just go to where it says government lists and pop up my spreadsheet. Here's my spreadsheet of government lists. A lot of people get confused about government lists. Let me show you. It's right here. All you got to do is just go to freewholesaling.com. Okay. Do you see what this is right here? Here's a map. Anything with a red dot has government lists available already. So government lists aren't even hard to pull. Like, they're really simple. Okay. Really, really, really simple. So if you decide alphabetically, if you live in Fresno, California, all right. If you decide you live in Fresno, California, and you want to go pull the code violations, you just click this link and all the code violations pop up. If you live in Kansas City, Missouri, code violations are right there. You live in wherever you live in Toledo, Ohio, you want to go pull the probates. The probate list is right there. Pretty much this whole spreadsheet has literally all the government lists you possibly want. So it's like, it's so simple. It's so easy. So don't give me an excuse if I don't know how to find government lists. What you need to do on the easy way is to go out here and pull the information, import it into XLeads. XLeads, again, is the best wholesaling software out there. It's got 15,000 skip traces included. And you import it, get it skip traced, filter it out. And what I would tell you to do is, because XLeads really has everything. XLeads, by the way, has a dialer. It has a texting platform. It has e-signing, like it comping. It literally has everything, right? What I tell you to do, I would probably just text blast 3,000 sellers in there, and I would cold call them all. And probably for about $30 inside of XLeads, you can text about 3,000 people and buy a phone number and do some dialing. Like it. That's the reason I say everyone to go use XLeads, because it's so cheap to text. It's so cheap to call. A2P is kind of a little more difficult to do, but once you get over that once, like, you're good to go. Our whole team can set you up on there. Boom, done, right? So you just pull an XLeads list. It's really dang simple. And you can text them. Boom. That's the easy way, right? That whole system will probably cost you around $130 for the month to go out here and do it. Get the software for $97 a month and then spending $30. It's about $130, $140 for the whole system. Simple, right? And there's no problem in that, right? If that's not your budget, I have no problem with that, right? What I'd probably tell you to do is just go to Google Voice, all right, and use that as your dialer, and find the 3,000 leads. And I want you to manually skip trace. It's the only way to get their phone number for free, is manually skip trace 3,000 records on cyber background checks. That'll probably take you about 100, 120 hours to do. Now, it takes 0 hours to skip trace on XLeads, but I will tell you, cyber background checks is free. So if you have 100 hours just to burn, cyber background checks, go do that, right? I would probably prefer you go out here and use XLeads. Now, I'll give you another answer. Go find somebody that has XLeads. There's a lot of people who have the X plan on XLeads. The X plan on XLeads is 60,000 skip traces, which is absolutely insane. And they have some people here will skip trace for free in exchange for equity on the deal. Go do that. But really, that's what I'm going to tell you to do. So pull a list, okay, on XLeads, or import XLeads, basically a government list inside of it. Text them in there, skip trace them, comp them, whatever you want, filter out the data, use the dialer that's already built in. We have a triple line dialer too, if you want to use it in there, and then go get a deal. Or you can just use Google Voice and cyber background checks. You can text blast inside of Google Voice. You can actually text blast. So that's very, very highly recommended. And what I would tell you to do is, this sounds like the Joe Rogan intro, but I'm going to use my own version, right? I think Joe Rogan said the intro for his podcast is Train by Day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. Well, what you're going to be doing is you're going to cold call by day, email blast and digital bandit signs by night. Ooh, I like that. That's going to be my new intro. Cold call by day, email blast and digital bandit signs by night. And so that is your life now. I don't care if you're using the easy way or the free way. I could care less. Your goal now is you're going to cold call all day if you have the time. And I want you to email blast motivated sellers and post digital bandit signs at night. Now, you might be like, Zach, what in the world are you talking about? Okay. Let's talk about this. Okay. You can also email blast motivated sellers completely for free. Now, in my free wholesaling course, wholesaling.com, I actually have a software in there that will let you that will let you email blast completely for free. In my system, you can send around 1,000 emails every single day completely for free. So you could send 30,000 emails in the next month. Wow. Digital bandit signs, you post in Facebook groups. I teach that in freewholesaling.com too. And so I'm giving everybody pretty much the entire game plan of how to succeed. It's not that difficult to do. All I'm asking you to do is find about 50 hours to go out here and get a wholesale deal. Now, let me be honest with you. I've never seen a wholesaler who has done this and not got a deal. So before you say, Zach, how many calls, how many texts, how many emails for me to get a deal? The real answer is how many it takes. But okay, let me tell you. Okay, I've never seen a wholesaler who've posted 1,000 digital bandit signs who has not gotten a wholesale deal. Just FYI, I've never seen that in my entire life. So if you posted 1,000 digital bandit signs, you're gonna get a wholesale deal. I've never seen somebody cold call 1,000 probates and not get a wholesale deal. I've never seen a human being in my entire life that has done 1,000 sticky notes and never got a deal. Now, this one person did claim once they did 1,000 sticky notes and they never got a deal. And I asked, well, that's physically impossible. Tell me everything. He said, okay, I did what you said, but I did do something different. I said, what do you do different? He said, well, when somebody called me, I said, this is Zach with Zach Home Solutions, and that I am going to go out here and buy their property for cash. I said, okay, that's not too bad. And then he went on this whole like real estate. Some wholesaling coach gave him the script for like on market, and he used it towards the sticky notes, and that's the reason he failed. He had a bunch of motivated sellers, but he couldn't close them because he was using a terrible script. So if you use my script, I've never seen somebody who's done that. I'm shocked the guy admitted it though. Yeah, I didn't use your script though. Crazy to me, but whatever. I've never seen somebody text 2,000 pre-foreclosures that went straight from the government. Now you might be like, wait, what are you talking about? So you can pull a government list on X Leads, but you can also, just telling you, you can also get it from straight up from the government. Now, usually a paid software is going to be around 7 to 10 days behind on a pre-foreclosure. So if you get it right when the list pendants is filed, you're going to be able to get about a 7 to 10 day advantage over the average person. And that's what I'd be recommending for you guys to do. So if you pull it right from the government, right when the list pendants is pulled and text 2,000, I don't know one person that has not got a deal doing that. Now, I've also not seen somebody who sent 100,000 emails without a deal. Zach, 100,000 emails is a lot. Not really. That's about 100 days. I've never seen somebody commit to 1,000 emails a day for 100 days not got a wholesale deal. Just the truth. Now, you might be like, Zach, what are you talking about? Well, think about it. If you want to go out here and get a deal, all you have to do is just send 100,000 emails, which I show you to do completely for free. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you know your numbers, you're going to know your income. So I just told you some guidelines of where you should be at for your calling, texting, things like that. So if you want to go out here and cry to me and say, Zach, I did 100 calls, but I didn't get a deal. What do you think I'm going to do? Do you think I'm the guy who says, oh no, let's just go cry together? No. Okay. You called 1,000. What list? The high equities on X Leads. What? Did I tell you to call high equities? I told you to call probates. And this is the truth. It's just the dang truth. And so know your numbers, know your income. You should be tracking, and this is very important. You should track how many numbers you're calling. You should track how many people pick up. You should track how many offers you're making, how many appointments you're doing. If you don't track your numbers, you ain't going to know anything. And this is another controversial statement. It's just like in the fitness space, okay? If you want to get jacked or you want to lose weight, all you have to do is find your TDEE, that's how many calories you burn, and just track your calories and make sure it's 1,000 calories less than what you burn. So if you burn 2,000 calories, eat 1,300 calories a day. I promise you, if you calculate every calorie to the perfect gram, you will lose weight. It's thermodynamics. Now, don't say, well, my metabolism. If your body burns 2,000 calories a day and you eat 1,300 calories, you will lose weight. It is just the absolute truth. Okay. And if somebody, and I've had people say, oh, no, it's my metabolism. Okay. Just drink water and vitamins and don't eat for the next 15 days and tell me if you lose weight. You're going to lose weight. I believe in science. Science is thermodynamics. Energy cannot come from nothing. Okay. That's just thermodynamics. Right. And so energy is, you living. And so that's the truth. And so same thing happens in wholesaling real estate. Okay. You cannot go out here and make any money by just doing nothing. Money in wholesaling does not form from no effort, right? It is just transferred. And so if you go out here and put effort in, you will get money back. If you put no effort in, you won't get anything back. So if you want ripped biceps like Zach, you're going to have to work out. Okay. You're not going to get ripped. Okay. You won't get sick biceps like me if you don't go out here and go to the gym and you don't work out at least an hour a day. Okay. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. And so that's how you go and do it. All right. And so that's just how you become successful. You just got to show up every single day and do the work. All right. Show up every day, do the work. Okay. I once had a guy ask me, Zach, are you on steroids? It was the funniest comment ever. Because I said, bro, if I was on steroids, do you think I'd look like this? No joke. No joke. I definitely have bigger calves. I promise you that. If I ever get on steroids, there won't be any signs. But if I start posting my calves out here, you're going to be knowing. Okay. The guy said, yeah, if you're on roids, your calves would look better. Next time I cried a little, but it's fine. Oh, Lord. But yeah, no, I'm not on roids. But the thing about this is if you know your numbers, you know your income. You have a goal, you have to work hard towards that goal. That is just what I found in life. You got to remember this too, okay? I saw this somewhere, and I forgot who said it, but it was a really good quote, and I think it's very valuable for today. I heard somebody say that, if you ask somebody in another country that you have to work hard to become successful, they never bat an eye. And what this person meant by this was if you go to China, India, I don't know if anyone here is are immigrants from those countries. You work a lot and you work all day, every day. And that's just life, right? You work 6 days a week, 7 days a week. You'll work all day, every day just to get by. In America, we're just so oh, I worked 6 hours. Oh man, I'm killing myself. And you got people out here working all day, every day for nothing, right? So that's the thing about it, okay? A lot of people are very, very they're not grateful for the opportunities they have here. You have the perfect opportunity to get really rich without even working too crazy. You got to take it. 5 hours a day. That's all I'm asking you to do. And so let me just give you the last thing that's going to get you success or no success in this business. Wholesaling real estate. So just FYI, because you're probably maybe starting your journey, going through this journey, you're going to be getting real estate wholesaling ads everywhere. By the way, I have never ran one dang real estate wholesaling coaching ad in my entire life. I don't run Facebook ads. Someone's running an ad, they're trying to take money from you. Wholesaling coaches, they run ads because they're trying to separate you from your money. That's all they're looking to do. Just like a casino. A casino is not there for you to have a good time. A casino is there to separate you from your money. That's all they're looking to do. Me, I'm a little different. What I'm trying to do is separate you from your excuses. Because if I pull that excuse away from you, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to stop you from becoming successful. You are an immovable object. So you're an unstoppable force against a movable object, which is your excuses. You have to become an unstoppable force that will just never stop. That's what you do. So if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free, join my real estate wholesaling coursing community. My entire course is in there. It is the greatest course ever devised. I just released it this year. And I had an old real estate wholesaling course. It was amazing. But let me give you FYI. I deleted it, worked for a whole year to write it out. I recorded it. I deleted it. I re-recorded it because I wanted to be better on the second take. And it is my masterpiece of wholesaling education. It's right there in freewholesaling.com. That's how you become successful. So let's break this all down, and let me go out here and answer any questions you guys have about wholesaling real estate. So let's break this all down and let's share how we can go out here and become successful. So let's break it all down and let's see what's going on. So let's see what questions we got here. Casinos are built on winners. I don't know what that means. Let me know. What does that mean, Mark? Look at here. We made $120,000 in June 2025, and we love real estate, and we love X leads. There we go. Is this Mark? I think that's Mark. I don't know if that's Mark or not. Definitely easier in America, yeah. Know your numbers, bottom line. Oh, yeah. Young people call it gear. I don't know. People take SARMs and all these crazy things. Lord. Got to put the reps in. I agree. Let's see here. What is a digital bandit sign? So go to freewheelsing.com. We teach it. Basically posting in Facebook groups, how to actually go out here and post as We Buy Ugly Houses signs, but they're on Facebook groups. There we go. So here we go. Oh, hello. Why the video cut out? Hold on. Stupid video cutting out on me. Hold on. We got this. We got this. Hold on. It'll be solved in a second. There we go. Okay. There we go. Wait. Plug it in. There we go. Okay. We are back. We're good. Okay. So Gracie says, I don't understand the email blast. So here's the point, Gracie. You're not supposed to master and know literally everything. Okay. You're not supposed to master or know everything in wholesaling real estate. Okay. I'm just being honest with you. You don't need to go out here and be the master. You just got to go to freewheelsing.com, which I'll put right here. And that will teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. Done. And I have my EOG course in there. It's my email offer generator course. Teach you how to do it absolutely for free right there. Oh, it's Rob. Okay, Rob. There's a couple guys out here doing a lot of deals. So shout out to Rob. I like it. So Charlie says, explain how it's important to follow up. Yeah, it's pretty dang important to follow up with your leads. Now, thing about it is a lot of your leads are going to say they're looking to sell their property and they want to, but they're not immediately ready to. And you need to go out here and follow up with them. Now, this is why it's super important you have a CRM. Now, there is two types of CRMs. There's free CRMs and paid CRMs. Paid CRMs are cool because you just click a button and it'll re-automate it or re-follow up with a person every week or every month. It's really, really cool. But you can just get a free one. I actually provide a free CRM. I actually made it. It's in freewheelsing.com. I give it out to everybody. It's in the marketing section. Yeah, it's in the marketing section. It's right there. Let's see here. Crystal says, I'm having trouble with A2P, but I will overcome it. Yeah, Crystal, we're actually going to come out with some new things on version 3 to make A2P way easier. I'm not gonna spill the beans yet, but on X Leads, there's going to be a brand new A2P thing. You're going to love it. And so, yeah. Also, by the way, X Leads again is the best wholesaling software out there, and I just let everyone know that. Okay, so if you are looking to get wholesale software, go to xleads.com, check it out, and yeah. So again, people ask me a lot, Zach, why? So if you're new, right? Just FYI, me and Rick own X Leads. So the reason me and Rick owned X Leads is we didn't want to go out here and I didn't want to go out here and make a wholesale software, but unfortunately I had to, because the issues with wholesaling softwares is there's all these add-ons and additions and all these crazy things. And there's a big issue with wholesale softwares where they didn't want to add extra stuff. They wanted to add stuff, but they wanted to charge you for it. So if you looked at wholesaling, right, and I always show this graph because this is the graph we have at xleads.com. But if you look at the average wholesaling, like if you look at a real estate wholesaling influencer, this is exactly what they tell you to do, okay? They go tell you, and this is not a joke, they go out here and tell you, okay, you need to get a free unlimited skip tracing software. It's $120 a month on average. Then you need to go buy the CRM with AI. It's $150 a month. Then you need to buy the software for your Drive for Dollars. Then you need to go get a good comping software. Then you need to go get DocuSign, which is $40 a month. Then you need to go buy this $100 a month dialer. Then you need to go buy this text blasting software. Then you need to go buy this disposition software. And they try to run up the affiliate on you. So you're spending $1,200 a month in dang wholesale software. Well, the point is, I literally took all that stuff and made it into one software. There's not one wholesaling software that has everything that we have. And I'm saying that, there's not one, especially with everything we have. And I did it all for $81 a month. And that's legitimately the reason why XLeads was born, because of a need in the market to create a software where you're not getting nickel and dime. It literally has all the stuff, and you go get XLeads. Now, the coolest part about that is we're actually coming out in version 3 in the next 30 days. And so I'm really excited for it. Me and Rick have been working on this thing on version 3 for a very long time. And it's going to release something that, I kid you not one person, and I say this wholeheartedly, not one person has in software, but me and Rick are providing it. And it's pretty dang scary, pretty crazy. And then some other things, I don't want to get into it. Definitely AI is going to be one of the things we're going to release in there. And that thing's about to get scary. And that's all I'm going to say. Version 3 is coming out in the next 30 days. It's going to change a lot of people's lives. And I'm going to shock a lot of people inside of it. There's going to be a lot of shock with that. A lot of people are not going to be seeing what we're doing, but very excited for version 3. A date will be coming out very, very soon. And so let me see here on a good date. I think we're already set up for it. Let me make sure. Yes, I think it's going to be on the 5th. Yeah. Pretty excited about it. So version 3 coming out soon. So does it include Ninja date? Yes. So you got to remember this. So it's called Ninja Mode, and Ninja Mode is the CRM. We actually have a free CRM that's included on XLeads. It's called Ninja Mode. Yeah. Michelle said, what's the price of the new version? It's going to be $6,000 a month. Just kidding. I don't know. We might increase the price. We might decrease the price. We might keep it the same. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm not going to decrease it. But I'll let you know this. Actually, I might decrease it. Who knows? Or I might increase it. Whatever. I'll tell you this though. There is a possibility that the prices all increase, and there shouldn't be an issue with that. But I'll tell you this. If prices, no, I'm not going to say it. Is version 3 going to be easy for new members to work and understand? Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, let's see here. Wholesale says he was on Reddit and somebody was criticizing XLeads. Okay. So let me just ask you a question. And this is just spinning out there. If it's on Reddit, is it hosted on a Reddit where somebody sells a wholesaling course? Yes or no? So let me tell you the truth about hate that I ever see about me and XLeads, because I'm associated with XLeads. If anyone has ever said anything about me, exposing me, talking bad about me, talking poop about me, it is always going to be somebody who is going to either be selling a wholesaling software or they're going to be selling a wholesale course. More than likely than not, if someone's saying something directly bad about me, they're selling a wholesaling course. So if somebody says a criticism about XLeads, there's a wholesale course. Okay, wholesale says no. Show me exactly the link, and I promise you, I know the people that own a lot of the subreddits, they're all selling a wholesaling coaching program. Promise you, in my heart, it's the truth. So, yeah. So wholesale, just FYI, I just want to let you know how Reddit works. There's no general Reddit. Every Reddit post is posted inside of a subreddit that can be publicly seen. So wholesale, just go to the r/ and see what it says. Click on the link, and if there's a wholesale coaching program, then that's why they're criticizing me. Just telling you the truth. People don't criticize XLeads if they don't sell a wholesaling program. Our wholesale real estate. Let's go to our wholesale real estate. So if I search our wholesale real estate, oh wow. I could search our wholesale real estate, and the first link is a mastermind to pay money. Does this look, this is the sign up link for the person's wholesaling program. So are you telling me somebody's criticizing X leads and they're selling a coaching program to try to diminish me? Is water wet? Bro, this is ridiculous. Just FYI, dude. Okay. So again, I'm probably going to discredit this because if somebody's selling a wholesaling coaching program and they're criticizing me, I don't want to hear it. That's it. I got attacked on I'm not going to say it, but yeah, absolutely hilarious to me. All right, let's see who he is. All right. No comment. No comment on what upgrades are happening on it. Wholesale says, is X Leads better than this software? Yes, we have a Drawing for Dollars app. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely hilarious to me. Yeah, I'm not going to argue about a Reddit post about people selling wholesaling code like courses. So like bro, like you gotta stop with that, dude. Why don't you talk to people actually using the software, getting money? Dang truth. There we go. So we do have a Drawing for Dollars app that is associated with it, Brian. So that's all I could say. Let's see here. 2 other questions we got. JT says, can I get $10,000 a month only cold calling on Mojo? And also, when I'm closing a seller on the phone virtually, can I still use good cop, bad cop, even if the partner's not really underwrites? So JT REI, if you don't have a partner that's actually going to give you an offer for a good cop, bad cop, I wouldn't do it. Using a fake underwriter is a bad idea. So what I would probably tell you to do is just do a price anchor. That's it. So good cop, bad cop, I don't even say that anymore. I just call it reverse price anchoring. But just do a price anchor. It's the same thing. Say, hey, ideally, I would like to be at this price to buy the house. And just say it. Or in a perfect world, I could buy this. I mean, that Rick's been doing price anchoring forever. That's it. I'm Ruffin says, can you disp both X leads? X leads legit has a dispositions function in it. So just FYI, go to X leads. All right, go to X leads. You go here and you go lead pipes, investor leads. You can just search your city. So if I do Memphis, Tennessee, right here, all the cash buyers pop up right here. And if you click them, they're all skip trace. Now, I don't want to get in trouble here, but yeah, cash buyers, they're corporate skip tracing. It tells you where in the world they're looking to buy deals. So this is where the guy's buying his rentals. This is where he's buying his flips. And boom, you're good to go. You can even go in your properties tab. And you can go out here and make a listing. So that's pretty cool. So you can just go add a tab in here, right? Add a deal you got locked up, publish property. And you can go out here and create a listing. So you can blast out a listing on X leads right here. You can display that. And then you go to ninja mode, you can email blast that entire list out. So pretty dang cool. So wholesale, if you've never done wholesaling real estate, I would go to freewholesaling.com, learn to wholesale real estate, and then go back. It's the largest wholesaling course out there. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's how you dispo. It's pretty cool. All right. Is there a monthly fee? X Leads is $97 a month for the basic. The Pro plan is $199 a month, and the X plan is $149 a month. So again, is X Leads better than this other app? Honestly, I'm not going to go answer about how X Leads compares to every other wholesaling software because they're all going to try to sue me if I say anything. So all I'm going to do is just say this. This is my last X Leads thing I'm going to say. Because everyone's asking, oh, what about this software versus X Leads? Okay. Does the wholesale software you're talking about, do they have free unlimited skip tracing? Yes or no? Do they have an actual CRM? Yes or no? Do they have a Drawing for Dollars app? Yes or no? Okay. Can you pull a list from the software? Yes or no? Can you e-sign? Yes or no? Does it have a triple line dialer in there? Yes or no? Does it have text blasting? Yes or no? And can you go out here and disposition your property? Does it have all the buyers, all the flippers? Does it show the landlords? Does it have them corporately skip traced? And does it show you the top buyers ranked by the amount of flips they've done, like a natural disposition software? Yes or no? There we go. Insanity to me. Yes or no? It's all in there. Crazy. All right. All right, let's see here. What's the site to learn wholesaling real estate? Oh, freewholesaling.com, my guy. Right there. All right, let's see other questions we got. DJ says wholesale's for ugly people. Oh, Lord. X leads. There we go, man. There we go. I like it. And then, guys, if you want to make your income really, really quick in wholesaling, the one thing I can tell you is probably the last thing we can tell you is if you want to go get like, I had a guy once tell me, Zach, how can I get a check in 5 days in wholesaling? Well, let me tell you the secret of how you get a check in 5 days, 7 days, or 10 days. You can do a quick closing in 10 days, but in about 5 days, all you need to do is write up a contract for, let's say, 200 grand. And sell the deal to a cash buyer for 250 grand, right? So you make a $50,000 finder's fee. Now, what you need to say is, hey, I'm strapped for money. I literally have no money at all. If you give me $10,000 right now up front of the assignment, if I just get up front, I will sell it to you for 220. That's how bad I need the money. I will literally give you $30,000 extra if you just give me 10 grand today. And most cash buyers will say yes to that. Boom. Done. Simple as that. So, guys, if you want to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, make sure you go to Free Wholesaling Real Estate, freewholesaling.com. If you want to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, go to freewholesaling.com. If you want the best wholesaling software, go to X Leads. But most importantly, guys, freewholesaling.com is where we teach wholesaling real estate for free. It's where we mentor you for free. We have a free AI coaching bot right now. The possibilities to learn wholesaling real estate has been endless for success. So guys, go out here and do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, and I'll see you soon. Guys, this is Zach Ginn signing out.